Well, I'm kind of taking a little hiatus off building Halloween stuff here for the last couple of weeks, but started working on fencing. Kind of got the inspiration from Goth Gloom, Don and Mary's fence. This is what I've started on so far, but the only difference that's going to be between mine and Goth Gloom's is that I'm not going to put the little smaller railings in between the posts. Right now I've got about 3 of them built, waiting on the finials to come in. That'll be in a couple of days. Got another one here. Had to pick up some more PVC pipe. Got a bunch more here that I've already drilled out. I got quite a large front yard, so this is just to get started with. This is roughly about 80 feet of fencing to go across the front. What I want to show you though is the god-awful mess that this thing has created. I don't think I've ever been this messy in my life. I mean, I keep a unorganized workshop, but goodness, look at all this. Shavings everywhere. And I ripped all my 2x4s down into 1x to save a little bit of cost. I'm using pressure treated lumber, hoping that it'll keep the insects off and weather the weather a little bit more. But look at that mound of sawdust. That is just outrageous. I've never accumulated that much sawdust, and I don't know what, and I worked in construction before. And besides sawdust, I've already swept up most of the PVC plastic, but the floor was just riddled with PVC plastic from cutting up those 3-inch tubes with my miter saw. And that wasn't too much fun because it started clogging up the pieces on my saw, because some of the plastic, it starts getting heated up, melting, and this part of the tube, it got all melted up with melted PVC, deformed PVC chunks. So after this project's all over, this is going to need a thorough cleaning, not to mention the garage floor. I'm going to call it quits on the fencing. I'm going to get the 7 pieces put together, and then I'll call it quits for now on the PVC fencing, and start working on the mini columns and the large columns, and then start working on the large gate, center gate for it. So that's about it on my updated builds. Not quite as nice as Goth Gloom's, but it's going to be dark most of the time, so people ain't going to really notice that much. I'm going to hang some ivy vines off of it, give it a little bit more look. The main reason I haven't been working on Halloween, I've been working on my deck. Well, I figured that I've been spending too much time working on my projects instead of the house, so I'll show you a video of it here in a minute. Happy Halloween. This here is my deck that I spent probably about almost 2 weeks on, a couple hours here and there till it got done. Had to completely redo the whole bottom section of it. The only thing that's probably still original is the side railings. Top railing's been replaced, all the flooring's been replaced, and up here on the top deck, every piece of wood's been replaced. We haven't set anything back in its rightful space due to the fact that we still got to stain it. Whenever we get some more dry weather, then we will, or I should say I will, start staining the deck. So that will put me a little bit behind on building Halloween props. But that's what I've also been working on. Not really Halloween related, but in a way it is, because it screwed up me working on Halloween stuff. So there we go. So that's what I've been working on. Happy Halloween. Well, this is just a quick update of my fencing. Got them painted, started building the mini columns. So I've only got a couple of them hooked up right now just to see what it's going to look like. It looks like the mini columns are going to hold up the fencing without any rebarb in place. My yard is fairly uneven, even though it looks even. So right now it looks like it's may hold up. I'll add in the other pieces in a little bit and take another video, and then I'll start working on the mini column some more. I need to put some more additional trim on it. I'm looking at putting some LEDs into the skulls. Got those from the Dollar Tree, of course. This was definitely a learning experience with some of my Harbor Freight tools. When I try to cut 45-degree angles, that was a joke. One side cut 42, the other one cut like around 39, so I never had a true 45-degree cut when it came to cutting these things. So more updates to come a little later. So hopefully this will all get finished here soon. I'd like to start working on the large columns, which I got a special plan for my large columns. Hopefully it works out well. If not, they'll just be stationary columns. See ya. Bye. Happy Halloween. Well, I'm getting closer to finishing up my mini columns. Fencing is virtually done. Still have to cut some more pieces of fencing, but I'll wait till after I get my big columns done before I do that. So there are 4 of the mini pillars done. I think I still need to build 2 more, and just like the fencing, I'll wait till after I get the big columns done, because if the big columns don't work out, then I'll need to make probably 2 extra of the mini columns. But these are what's going to go in the front yard next to the sidewalk. Try to keep people out of the yard. And as you can see, I've installed some globes on the tops of these things, and I have LEDs mounted inside of it, red, green, blue LEDs. I'll play with the colors tonight and see which one looks best. I think more of a purple color that I've tried out in the garage looked pretty nice, so that's probably what I'll go with. Also, on 2 of the skulls mounted here on the columns, I've installed some eyeballs. So as you can see, there's eyeballs in that one, but yet there's no eyeballs in that one, and eyeballs in that one. Just trying to play around and see what they look like with LEDs in them. So I've got a set of red LEDs in that one, and then I've got a set of blue ones in that one. So also tonight I'll test those out and see what colors look best. Still got to put in some trim. I'm going to put me a trim piece about right there in the center. Fixing to work on that here next. But no, you can't really tell, but I used a stone type of paint to paint the wood. So I painted the wood gray, and then I put the stone pebble look on there. Then as you can see, I stepped up the tops a little bit. Balls look kind of small, but I think they'll work out alright. Kind of a cheap fix to give it some more lighting. Those little lights cost about $5. I gutted out the actual electrical socket for a light bulb out of it so I could put in the LEDs. Want to try to keep away from using AC power as much as possible, just for the fact of the rains and stuff. But that's about it for now. Next video will probably have the little pieces of trim going across the bottom of it and some decorations. So until next video, happy Halloween. Well, I added the little trim piece to the front of the columns. So now they don't look too bland. And when it gets darker, we'll see what the lights look like. Here's a nighttime shot of the columns. The lamps are blue. Really can't tell that, at least not through my camera anyway. You may be able to tell it on actual video. There's one column with the blue LEDs in the skull. And over there is the other one with red LEDs in the skull. And there's my attack cat. We keep predators out.